Okay, I have a really shocking clip today. We're talking about licensed immigration consultants in Canada, and I want to give you an analogy before we jump into this clip. I think it's actually really crazy the more I think about it. Imagine, for example, in a different industry, if someone is licensed, like a plumber or something, if they do work in your house, like let's say they make a mistake, like you have a leaky pipe, they fix the pipe, and then, the next day it bursts and then it floods the basement. Who's liable for that? And of course, in this case, the plumber would be insured and someone would fix it. You would get money, and then, they would pay for you to fix your house. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for the security from a licensed professional. And, it's different if they did something negligent, like they put in faulty pipes. That plumber would be in trouble. They'd lose their license, maybe even get a criminal charge, depending on what they did. So I just want you to think about that analogy, and then we're going to jump into this clip, and then think about how crazy it is what the Canadian government is doing about this.
The College of Immigration and Citizenship Consultants is investigating more than 1,300 cases of potential immigration fraud and negligence in 2025. CTV's Judy Trin shows us why, for the victims, financial help from the regulatory body is unlikely.
I don't want to go back to Brazil because I have my life here.
The Mira family faces deportation after the couple and their eldest daughter lost their temporary work permits. They previously told CTV News their licensed immigration consultant ghosted them. The consultant, Ana Raquel Aparicio Perdomo, failed to submit required documents and fees. The Miras are out $3,000 and have no immigration status, a situation that could have been avoided.
If these applications were
Okay, so they hired a consultant. They spent $3,000, and this consultant just didn't file the papers. So I would say they were doing it right, assuming they did it on time.
filed in time with the correct information and with everything that was required for this specific type of application of work permit that they were aiming, it would be likely that those applications would have been approved.
At least 3 families have been ghosted by Perdomo. The College of Immigration and Citizenship Consultants revoked her license in June, but there are others under scrutiny. The regulatory body is
Okay, so this person obviously is a terrible consultant. They should get huge criminal charges as well, because this is a big deal. This is affecting people's lives. It's a lot of money at stake. It's not something to be taken lightly. And it's pretty crazy to think about that, this licensed professional is the College of Immigration and Citizenship Consultants. That's what it's supposed to be. You would think that's a pretty professional person. They should have liability insurance, and if something goes wrong, it should be their fault. That's the whole point of hiring a licensed person, you would think.
currently investigating 1,375 complaints of questionable professional conduct. Between July 2024 and June 30th of this year, the college suspended 7 licenses and banned 8 consultants from practicing. Critics say the college should do more to help victims.
There's some money put aside that could be used for this family who fall into the exact purpose of what this compensation fund is, and the college aren't doing that.
The college does have $10 million in reserve funds after the federal government drafted regulations in 2024. The college says the regulations have not yet been finalized by the government and are not in effect.
I don't think they view their job as protecting the public. They view their job as regulating the profession.
Perdomo said,
Okay, so if they view their job as regulating the profession, how are they doing that? Shouldn't they have liability insurance? Like, what is their system for helping people like this family that, clearly the consultant messed up in this case? Doesn't mean they'd get in necessarily, but that's what the whole thing, that's what they should be protecting for having this licensed immigration consultant, because otherwise, what's the point of it? What's the point of a consultant if it's a license? Like, why would you hire them then? Why would you have this regulation? And I think I've seen this in a lot of industries in Canada now, and that's more of like the liberal mindset. They pass the buck, it's over-regulated, and then somehow they're not even accountable, and they're fine with that. They'll go home on the weekend and they don't care. That's the attitude I see. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I'm seeing.
She had to leave the country because of a medical issue and that she's been in touch with the college to see how she can help fix the situation. The college says across Canada, about 125 problematic consultants are responsible for roughly 70% of the complaints.
Okay, so 125 consultants are responsible for 70% of the complaints. Okay, so just deal with these people. So make sure you protect these people that are making the mistakes. The people that they're supposed to be helping, and then give huge fines and punishments to these terrible consultants. It should be a big deal. It's almost like being a doctor. Like, this is very important. It's not a joke. And it seems like the college isn't really doing much from what I'm hearing.
Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
A manhunt is underway.
Okay, so that's the clip I wanted to share, but I think that's really crazy, and it really makes you think, like, what's the point of the government, and what are the point of these licensed, consultants? Like, what are licensing then if you can't have the security of knowing they're going to help you when things go bad? That's the one thing I don't like about Canada, the overregulation, but at least normally you would hope you would get the security along with this overregulation, because you should be hiring professionals, they should be doing their job, but if they don't, somehow you get the money back. And that's kind of the Western world I thought we lived in. But now I'm just hearing more about these kind of even the attitude about it, like, no, we're not responsible for that, they won't get the money back. No, we'll just send them back to Brazil. Like, it's really disgusting. And I just wanted to bring that up. It has nothing to do, with anything else. I just wanted to point out that sometimes the government's role, if they're going to be involved in regulation, they better regulate then. Or what is the point of their involvement at all? And, quite frankly, it's seeming like not very much. Anyway, I hope you liked this video and you comment about it. I'd be very curious if anyone else has heard anything about this, and you like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.